In this video, I'm going to share with you a simple formula that I would strongly suggest you write down and perhaps use the next time you go to your doctor to have blood work done. But before we do that, let me ask you this question. If you're looking at your blood work, what's more important? The number that's associated with your cholesterol or the number that's associated with your HDL? Now, if you're like most people, you're going to say cholesterol because that's what you've been led to believe via the commercials that you watch on the television, by the drug companies, the pharmaceuticals who are telling you that high cholesterol is bad, or even by many doctors that are out there. But I would say that if you've said cholesterol, you're wrong. The more important of the two numbers is the number affiliated with the HDL, with the high density lipoprotein, otherwise known as the good cholesterol. So what does the good cholesterol do? Well, one of its functions is to help to pull the bad cholesterol, the oxidized cholesterol, out of your blood and prevent the arteries from swelling or the arteries from becoming plaqued and built up with that residue. It's very, very important. And the number that you want associated with the HDL, when you get your blood work done, you want your number to be around 60 to 70. That's the ideal number. Now, it's interesting to note that with cholesterol, we've been told over and over and over again that we want the cholesterol to be 200, and even some doctors and labs are insisting it be around the 180 level. It's interesting to note that half the people, and in some research it says more than half the people that have heart attacks have cholesterol levels that are within normal limits. Cholesterol levels within normal limits. That means that when they had their heart attack and they had the blood work done, their cholesterol was maybe 180, 185, or 200 or below. So the point here is it's not the cholesterol that causes the heart attack in over 50% of these cases. Now, what we want to do then is talk about this formula that I would again suggest you write down. And it's simply this. You're going to take the number of your cholesterol, the number that you have, divide it by the number of the HDL. So I'm going to give you an example here that, please bear with me, we're going to go through. Because the number that you want to come up with, the ratio of the cholesterol to the HDL, we want it to be 3 or lower. 3 or lower, that's the number. And that would be ideal. So going back to the normal cholesterol levels, in many labs, as I referred to, it's 200 is normal, 200 or lower for many of the individuals. We're going to look at Fred here. Fred now goes to his doctor and he has his lab work done and he finds out, his cholesterol level is now 220. So the doctor sits down, has the eye-to-eye conversation, says, Fred, look, what we want to do is keep you healthy, we want to keep you well, so I'm going to recommend that you get on a statin drug because we want to bring that number down below 200. So Fred unwittingly goes ahead and does that. He gets on a statin drug now, and it's almost like a permanent sentence because once you get on it, you're stuck on it for the rest of your days. However, let's look a little further into the information regarding Fred. So yes, he has a cholesterol level of 220, but with further investigation, we find that his HDL level is 70. Remember, I told you ideal was 60 to 70. So it's 70. So what we do is we use that formula I shared with you. We take his cholesterol level, 220, we divide it by 70, and we come up with 3.1. I told you the ideal ratio number is 3 or lower. So by golly, Fred is doing really, really well. As a matter of fact, with further investigation, based upon this information, we would not be surprised to discover that his arteries and his venules, his veins, are totally clear, that there's no problem there. Now, after Fred leaves, though, not knowing this, and now having a prescription in his pocket for statin drugs, Bill comes in. So Bill comes in now, and his cholesterol level, he has the blood work done. He sits down with the doc, and the doc says, Bill, I am so pleased to tell you that your cholesterol level is 180. My buddy, you keep on doing what you're doing because you're doing really well. Well, you know, Bill walks out the office. He's going to celebrate tonight with his wife because, hey, he's got a good number here regarding his cholesterol. Let's do some further investigating. Now we take his blood work and we find out that his HDL level is now 25. It's 25. Now, before I go any further, let me explain to you, in many labs that you'll go to, they will tell you that an HDL level of around 30 to 40 or 50 is good. I'm here to tell you that's not good at all. Anyway, getting back to Bill, his number is 25. It's pretty low, but you know, his cholesterol is really good. We're going to use that formula. We're going to take his cholesterol, we're going to divide it by the HDL, and unfortunately we come up with 7.2. Well above the range of ideal. 7.2. You know what? If Bill keeps going that way, his potential to have a heart attack or stroke is really, really tremendous. And it's going to catch him unawares, because Bill all this time thinks he is healthy when in fact he's not. As a matter of fact, there are people that come in with cholesterol levels at 300 and above. 300 and above, folks. But their HDL is increased as well, and it maintains the ratio of 3 or lower. And they're healthy individuals. No plaquing, no kind of obstruction whatsoever in their arteries. Yet, if they went in and they didn't know this formula, they would be told, my God, you have a death sentence. We've got to load you up with statin drugs and all kinds of other paraphernalia in order to bring it down, when in fact, using that formula, they would have been found out to be fine. So again, we don't go by the number of the cholesterol. We use the number of the HDL divided into the cholesterol to find out what ratio we have. All right? So, as I mentioned earlier, many labs say that the 30-40 level for HDL is good, when in fact it's not. Now, the inevitable question is, well, hey doc, what can I do to increase my HDL if it's low, or if it's not around the 60-70 range? Well, some nutrients that you can take include, but are not limited to, magnesium, taurine, acetyl L-carnitine, all of the natural vitamin E's, not the synthetic vitamin E's, but the natural vitamin E's, and also the niacin. But look, I'm not here advocating that you self-treat. What I'm saying to you is, if you have those situations going on in your blood work, then it behooves you to sit down with your doctor and find out specifically what you might need from this list, or what additionally you may need to do in order to increase your HDL level. Because frankly, you may not need all of these, or you may need a combination of a few of them, and you want to also get it in the proper proportion, because your health is not something to be taken lightly. That's what you might consider doing. And if the doctor that you go to doesn't or isn't aware of these things, you might consider not only changing the activities of daily living, increasing your exercise or the food you're eating, but you might consider finding another doctor too, one who is versed and who is knowledgeable in this approach to returning you to health. So again, let's recap. What we want to do is to look at the HDL. We want that HDL level to be 60 to 70. That's the ideal range. We also want to know this formula. You're going to take the number that you have for cholesterol divided by the HDL. The ideal number is going to be 3 or lower. You get that ratio 3 or lower, you've got a really healthy venous system going on, great circulation. And also consider some of these nutrients or supplements through whole foods that you eat. Again, the exercise, changing your diet, and whatever. And look, we're here to be of service. If ever we can be to you, please don't hesitate to contact our office. We invite you to leave any comments or ask any questions so that we can serve you in that fashion. And also, if you found this beneficial, we'd like to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Proactive Wellness. Once again, and until the next video, God bless.